G'day, I'm Trenton, this is Joel, and we are 2/5 of Hands Like Houses. Fractions.
And we're on the spot.
We are on the spot. Ooh. That is a stumper because you think.
Your second favourite band.
I think for me, I'd say Me Without You. After Linkin Park.
I'm going to go with, it's kind of band, Matt Corby, guy from Australia. Actually, he's number one. I'm going to go As Tall As Lions as my number two band.
That's definitely my third.
Yeah, As Tall As Lions.
Maybe something from Sick. Like, I feel like the whole album's got this kind of cynical bit of a attitude to it. For me, the line, I'll give you misery because you know what it feels like. I'll give you happiness because you want it all to yourself. That song was kind of about toxic fans in a way, and the way that kind of people have a certain sense of entitlement to who we are and what we do and how we do it. And I think it was just that kind of a bit of a, you know, like, hey, I'm putting myself out in the world and you're going to take it and run with it and tell me it's shit anyway, so fuck yeah. It comes from being in a band for 10 years. No, I think it's just, you know, I guess coming to terms with the way the internet works, the way the internet gives everyone a voice, learning to kind of navigate, you know, the criticism that comes with being known for doing something, you know what I mean? Like, I think everyone always has a better idea of how things should be. But it's just when they decide that not only do they have that opinion, because go for it, have an opinion, but as soon as you think that your opinion should matter to the people that's actually doing it, you know, individually rather than as part of a, you know, I guess a collective appreciation of what you're doing, like, it always sucks. It always sucks, you know, no matter how big you get, no matter what positive feedback you get, it's always those little ones that kind of just little death by 1,000 tiny stabs.
I'm going to go, the obvious one's going to have to be Hands Like Horses, because for numerous times over our career, people have just got our name wrong, and it's just been advertised as Hands Like Horses. So the first time we're actually back in Australia about, I don't know, it would have been going 6 years ago, a guy who's our current booking agent in Australia said he saw on this like flyer a band called Hands Like Horses, and he's like, man, that sounds so strange, I'm going to go watch it. Ended up coming to watch us, met us, and to this day is still our booking agent. So
it's Hands Like Houses.
It's funny that
makes so much. No, it doesn't.
We've had a bit of an in joke with him that every time we play somewhere, and it's I think it happened about 3 weeks ago. We were doing a morning show in South Africa.
That's right.
And we're all sitting there. We're playing live
this
on air.
It's a pretty big morning show in Cape Town, by the way. It's like the biggest breakfast.
The most
TV
watched morning show in South Africa. And so we're up at 5 a.m. to get into this radio station, and we're about to go live. And the presenter's like, "Yeah, and this morning we have Hands Like Horses." And we're all sitting in the background.
We're all just like, oh.
So I guess that's gonna have to be the best kind of.
As soon as they cut the take, we just kind of walked over to the production manager, just like, Hands Like Houses.
So yeah, that one's been going on for a while. So I guess.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. It's fine. We get it all the time.
I actually thought about this the other day.
Just chilling.
It's like what were the three bands, or maybe it came up in question somewhere. I'm gonna chuck one out there, and then move on to you, and then we can think of her one. I'm gonna go Pearl Jam.
Oh, interesting. I'd probably say, I mean, this is a pretty freaking big tour. We'd definitely be opening it, but I'd say Foo Fighters.
That was on my list too.
Linkin Park, if they do things again, totally understand if they don't. And Don Broco, I reckon.
Nice.
Yeah, Fooey's, Linkin Park, and Broco would be a hell of a tour. I don't know if it's just I have one of those faces or if it's just the haircut and the beard-ish, the stubble, but I've been told often that I look like either Anthony Green from Circus Survive. I don't know what his acting chops are like. And I don't know if he'd be able to sing the way I do, and I wouldn't be able to sing the way he does, hell no. But that or maybe like Jared Leto.
Nice.
For me.
Yeah. Parky would probably have to get some real Polish actor.
That narrows down the field a bit, I'm sure, but
I'm just trying to think of a famous Polish actor. Anyone?
No, I reckon Vin Diesel to play Parky.
Yeah, Vin Diesel playing Parky would be good.
Not for look alike, but I just feel like there's enough similarities there and interest and general demeanour.
This like totally doesn't make sense at all, but I'd like to be portrayed as a bit of a badass. I'm gonna get Tom Hardy to play me.
Yeah.
Makes absolutely
Russell
no
Brand
sense.
for Coops, 100%.
Yeah, Russell Brand can play Coops.
Just for a
Who's
laugh.
he hates? Who's that guy that he hates that plays holes?
Shia
Stanley
LaBeouf.
almost. Yeah, Shia LaBeouf is Al's gonna be played
Just
by
to
Shia
stitch up
LaBeouf.
Al.
Yeah, it's a pretty good cast there. For me, straight up, it's Amsterdam by Nothing But Thieves. The song is unreal. It's a great song.
I'd say You Want to Know by Broker.
Nice. Still in the demo processes at this stage.
We're not even that far, are we?
Hey, we got demos.
No, I haven't heard them yet.
Some kind of early demo.
I think, you know, for us, I think we're kind of weighing up, you know, especially as music's changing with streaming and playlisting and that sort of thing. We're looking at shifting maybe away from the album format, at least for a little while. You know, looking at like a couple of singles or an EP, or just packaging a couple of things together depending on how the songs come out. So I think, yeah, for us, once we finish up this run of touring, we'll be kind of heading back into writing mode and just, you know, start jamming some ideas out and see what comes together. We do have one song we're kind of partway through that kind of was almost on and on. You know, we're getting to a point in our career where I think we want to, I guess, work smart, not hard. We've all got, I guess, different lives outside of the band that we're trying to, you know, keep healthy. We had a really relaxed process with writing Anon, and I think we'd like to kind of embrace that for, I guess, writing going forward, and that means just taking a bit of time, you know, away from the road to jam ideas out and kind of really, you know, lock down on what we feel like doing and what if, you know, what jams out and what feels good.
I was actually thinking a bit about this last night about covering a band, and
So Joel just knew what all the questions were before we came
yeah,
here today.
I thought about a couple of these. Really
Did you guys
like,
give him a cheat sheet?
I'd really like a band called Ocean Alley to cover us, because I actually really want to cover one of their songs. So I guess it makes sense that we try and get them to cover one of our songs. They're a band from Australia.
Someone needs to do another switcheroo. Like, who was it? It was Alexis on Fire and
Yeah.
who was the other one?
Moneen.
Moneen.
They did.
They like
switch.
covered each other's songs for
Yeah.
like an EP, and that was sick. So we should do that with someone.
So, what song would get him to do? I think I'd be happy for him to do any song, but potentially like Monster or Sick would be
Yeah.
rad to hear what they did, making it a bit more of like a laid back, like reggae funky kind of version.
That'd be cool.
Would be great.
I feel like I'd love to hear like, I know, like London Grammar maybe covering someone of ours. Just kind of a much more like really ambient, really dark, you know, I guess very vocal focused, but just with the way that they put together the soundscapes that they do, that would be really cool to kind of see their take on something that we do. And I'd love to cover one of their songs too. It's that we're on tour all the time. Like I go home and people are still like, oh, so like, how long have you been home, or when are you going away again? I'm like, I've been home for 2 months and I'm here for another 2. I feel like a lot of my friends, even maybe kind of just like one of my mates who's in my soccer team, always assumes I'm away for half the season. I'm like, nah, dude, I'm only away for like 5 games. Like,
I think probably because when we did start out touring,
Yeah.
we were pretty relentless, especially over
grounded
here in America. We did spend so much time away that I think that original like idea when people saw us going away was like, oh, this is just what they do now, and you know, things have definitely turned back quite a lot now, but I think people do still get that, and maybe it's because when we go home we all go into hiding a little bit as well and go and disappear, so people maybe just still think we're on tour, but yeah, maybe that's the biggest misconception.
Sleeping in a moving vehicle and, you know, waking up somewhere else, it's definitely taxing. So it's a lot of fun. We love playing shows, but playing shows is great. Touring is not as much fun as playing shows. Well, we're Hands Like Houses. We've been on the spot, and if you want to keep up with your favourite artists, make sure you like and subscribe to APTV.